Hey YouTube, this is SensaSean reporting for a review and unboxing. As you can tell over kind of here, with this box over here, there is something that just came in the mail. So let me take my trusty knife, my unboxing knife, and let's go ahead and break into this box. This is mail call. Okay. Now that we've gotten into the box, let's take a look and see what we got. This is from Maine Model Works, so everyone probably knows him. Well, I can already tell. It's an Athearn Genesis locomotive of some kind. Oh, you guys are going to be in for a treat today. Today we are going to be reviewing the brand new release of the 4141 President George H.W. Bush SD70ACe from Union Pacific. This specific model has Tsunami 2 in it, as well as LEDs. So, with the first part of this, you get the protective sleeve on it. First thing you want to do is get rid of that protective sleeve, although not really, but oh my goodness, look at this. This is one awesome box. As you can tell, I've got the old Athearn Genesis box still here. This is for $87.49. And then we have the Spirited Union Pacific box, kind of just showcasing the special boxes from Athearn's new release, from Athearn's newest release of locomotives. If you get NS911 and NS6920, they do come in specialty boxes as well. And if you get one of these, which is the newest run of the Athearn Genesis SD70ACe, it comes in this cool presidential scheme. So let's carefully take the top off of it. Alright. I'm going to lay the top down here. And obviously, you have the warranty, which I usually wish I probably should fill out for this one, because I mean this is the newest model of this locomotive. Obviously you get the operator's manual, although I've read this front to back a couple of times to figure out the best way to run 1943. Then obviously you have the SD70M and SD70ACe parts display for all the parts that you could possibly need for this locomotive and more. Now, I used to have a 4141, but that was MTH, and if you looked closely on it, it wasn't very, I mean, it was detailed, but it was missing some things. Oh man, this is a gorgeous model. So now that we've got it out of the foam, this is the first look. This is the first time I'm seeing this locomotive is with you guys as well. So it still has the plastic couplers on it, which is too bad, but you know, the first thing I do with those couplers, I rip it off and put KD number 5s on it. So obviously you have the protective sleeve, which you want to keep that when you get your locomotive, because that helps protect the locomotive from wear and tear in the box if you put it on a shelf for a while. Then carefully lift the locomotive out of the protective plastic, and watch out for the, you know, if you have a layout like mine. What I usually do is I'll pack it up again. So I'll pack up the sleeve with it already out of the pocket and put it back in the box for later use. I'm forgetting one little thing though. These little foam inserts, you want to take out your locomotive first before you put the box away. I got a bit excited You want to be really careful when you do this because you might end up snapping the handrail. You just gotta do it kind of carefully. I'm getting this piece out of here. You can be a little hard on it, but not too hard on it, so you're not screwing up the handrails because of the flimsier handrails that Athearn has. They want the foam again. I'm gonna end up gluing that foam insert into the onto this case here. Anyway, let me just get this locomotive packed up, put the box on the layout, and we'll be good to go with the review. So now that you've got the entire locomotive out, I'm going to go ahead and swap it with the old Athearn Genesis box. Move 1943's box down and put that in its place. So now that we've got 4141 completely out of the box, first thing you want to do before even putting it on the track is just kind of want to look over it and make sure nothing's broken on it before putting it on the track to, you know, have fun with it. So it appears nothing is broken on this model. This model is excellently detailed. I am very happy with this. Now, obviously, as soon as you put it on the track, it's going to start the sounds. So it is addressed to number 3, and just in that short amount of time, I've already programmed it back to 4141 to be its cab number, because I like to do that with all of my locomotives. Every single locomotive of mine is programmed to its cab number. So let's go ahead and go over some of the awesome, just the coolness of this locomotive. There's really a lot to talk about, and one being LEDs. Really bright LEDs. Let's see if it's got... Okay, so the SD70ACe, unlike the SD60E, does not have truck lights. At least I don't think it does. Let me just try this quick. No. Okay. So the ACE does not have step lights, unlike the SD60E. So that's the only downside. If I really wanted to, I could put, you know, truck lights here, there, step lights all the way around, and all this, that, and the other. But I don't really want to. I like the way this unit looks, considering it's got the LEDs. And my 1943, funnily enough, find it here, 1943. Does not have LEDs in it. So, more about 4141. Okay. Obviously, this locomotive ran on the funeral train for George Bush. He's the 41st president of the United States. And what did he get? He got his very own locomotive from the Union Pacific Railroad. Why? Because money. I mean, wouldn't you? But anyway, so this locomotive will be... The engine itself from here will be taken out of the locomotive, and it will go into the library of, you know, the George Bush Library, I think in Texas. So this locomotive will no longer be on the roster. So I feel pretty lucky to have one, because I think the 4141 almost sold out as soon as Athearn re-released it, and I know the prices for 4141 the first version, were upwards of $800. You can get this model for $200, like $250, somewhere in there, somewhere in that range. Especially if you get it from Main Model Works. Main Model Works, Tim Swenton, you get it from him, you're golden. So I got this locomotive. I paired this locomotive about sometime last year, and I paid for it last week and got it just today. I'm really happy with it. From the looks of it, it's going to be an awesome locomotive to run. I cannot wait to run it with 1943, 8749, and all this, that, and the other. Now, the Ace, there really isn't much to talk about the SD70ACe because I've already done an in-depth review of 1943. The main difference being with 4141 is you have the old PTC array here, and you have the magnetic cab. So I can go and change this cab completely around and make it to where it is it has the PTC array on it, like 1943. Just gotta stick the nose of it back down in there, and there you go. It just snaps shut. So 1943 does not have that. The cab itself is actually glued in place, which is really unfortunate. I mean, I think it is. Yeah, so the 1943 cab is glued in place, as is the 8749 cab. This is the first locomotive that I have where the cab is not glued. Although I think I may have put it on wrong. It's not going on right anymore. There it goes. Now it's right. So that's the kind of the cool thing that you get with a new Athearn Genesis locomotive, is the top of it can come off, which is something they introduced on their SD90 Mac-H model, which I did not review for some reasons, for some personal reasons. I just did not review it. But that's the only difference with this locomotive, is you can take the cab off. You can take the top of the cab off and you can change it to be this PTC array, or you can keep it with this one. I kind of like this one better because there's more going on, but I'm not entirely certain if 4141 has this PTC array on it versus this one. This is the one you get with most MTH locomotives. I've got an MTH Ace, which is this one here, 8321. You know, not a whole lot of difference. The only difference would be the sound and the bluish tint LEDs. So 8321 is a lock sound locomotive, but you know, it looks pretty darn close to what 4141 is. And I kind of like to keep it 4141 that way. Would be with the stock PTC array. So let's go ahead and get a run by of all three of these locomotives doing what they do best, and I'll have 4141 the leader. And let's go for it. We're gonna pull my Walters coach consist. So I'll be back in a bit. One thing I did forget to mention is that 4141 has crew talk. Anyway, let's get a move on. Alright guys, this is SensaSean. Hope you enjoyed this review. Until next time, see you guys later.